I'm going to share an idea that's been rolling around in my head for a few weeks now, and it would take me 10 videos to unpack it, but I'm just going to say a few things about it here, and after that, it's yours to unpack. I think it's profound. You might or might not. I guess it depends on what you do with it. But I wanted to find a fundamental truth to music education. Not so I could tell you how to do it, because that's looking backwards, but so you can value your ideas, because that's how we move forward. So here goes. Teach in a way that you can learn what they need you to know. Teach in a way that you can learn what they need you to know. I first thought of this in my role as a piano teacher. But notice how teaching and learning are equally valued. Or maybe I should say teachers and learners are equally valued, because we're talking about people. There's no teaching if people aren't learning. Teaching is for students. The balance in this culture is when the teacher gets paid, but that scale is currently broken. When my teaching is centered on learning from you, I'm a more effective teacher, because now I have to be aware of you instead of teaching at you. I need to be aware of what you've learned and what you're ready to learn now. When I'm open to what you bring to the lesson, I'm modeling a way for you to be open for yourself and to value what you bring to the culture. And it does not matter whether you touched your instrument since the last lesson, because there's nothing I need to teach that's more important than what you're ready to learn right now. Music isn't in the instrument anyway. Music is you. There won't be any music in the instrument unless you put it there. This framework introduces real stakes to the equation, because we're acknowledging that expression isn't just a luxury, it's a necessity. Ideally, this should feel like freedom for everyone, not pressure, because as a teacher, now I'm freed from having to turn the next page in the method book whether you're ready or not. And I'm able to just be present with you, the student. And I value being present for myself, because I understand that needs to be in place before I can be fully present for my student in the way I want to be. Teach in a way that you can learn what they need you to know. This framework also models the importance of creativity, because it's not a statement that tells you what to do. Instead, it's about what has to be done and gives you room to create ways to go about it. Contrast this with textbooks and method books, where the teacher's job is mostly just to turn the pages in the book and tell students when they're making mistakes. This also makes it clear that learners have to be active participants. In a culture that doesn't value creativity and expression, your learning is as important as the nuclear codes. When you feel that lesson activities aren't working for you, you need to be able to call your teacher on that so you can find a way forward that does work, even if you're teaching yourself. This is not just about expressing what you want to. Before that, it's about finding what you need to express, because expression is a need. Your voice is important, and we can't afford to get this wrong. Music teachers always seem to assume that you hear so much music in your life that you come to us already ready to learn what a quarter note is. I do not find that to be the case. There's a necessary preparation that we're missing, and it's listening. And then it's singing and moving. Listening, singing, and moving. Those things are the beginning, middle, and end of music, whether you're playing an instrument or not. Rhythm is based in you. You learn rhythm from coordinating your movement, not from counting, not from quarter notes. Pitch is based in you. You learn pitch from singing, not from reading notes on a staff or a theory book about chord progressions. At this point, I think we could burn every method book and replace that lesson time with singing songs and chanting rhythms, and we'd end up with a more musical culture than we have now. I even think more students would learn to read music because the current setup ignores the preparation for that skill. So almost nobody is learning it anyway. Of course, the way teachers employ singing and moving and chanting can be very technical. And I made plenty of videos about the technical aspects of teaching, but they didn't land the way I wanted them to. So I wanted to dig deeper and find something more fundamental, more accessible. And it's this: sing and move and chant. Do it however you see fit. If you're moving, you're learning. If you're singing, you're learning. Whether you're a student or a teacher, you literally cannot screw this up. Our culture will be more musical when more people are singing and moving, more so than if there was a Juilliard professor in every household. I promise it does not matter what a time signature is if you aren't singing songs. When I teach like there's something you need to know, I'm taking you seriously. You might not even know what it is yet or how to express it, but that's okay because it's my job to help you. And remember, we're not even talking about words. We're talking about something even more fundamentally human: movement and voice, sometimes scary, primal, sometimes fun. I bristle when I see music courses advertising about how fun and simple music is. It's like they think you're simple. I don't think you're simple. I think you're complex. And your music could be complex if that's what you like. If the way into music is so simple, then why are there so many masses huddled right outside the door? Well, it could be simple, but not until we habituate to singing and moving. That's fun for teachers and students. And it's serious at the same time. Teach in a way that you can learn what they need you to know. Finally, I want you to pay attention to the way this statement works when you're teaching yourself. So often, self-destructive, sabotaging behaviors result when there's something deep inside that we haven't processed. It takes so much courage to do that processing, but it's necessary. You're more likely to change the way you feel by changing the way you act than the other way around. Singing and moving is a great action to start that process. You can live in such a way that you're open to learning from what that little kid inside needs you to know. And I think this is what needs to happen before we can make things better as individuals and as a culture. Teach yourself in a way that you can learn what you need to know. Thank you for listening.